us. So what do you say? Great selection with low prices? Shop online now at UnitedNissan.com. United Nissan. Save money. Enjoy life. Number one based on 2019 year-to-date sales of new Nissans.
Guys, are you ready for summer? Dr. Frank Style is a board-certified cosmetic plastic surgeon who specializes in male rejuvenation surgery. If you're tired of having man boobs, call Dr. Style today for your free consultation. Don't go through another summer feeling uncomfortable. Call Dr. Style right now to see if a male breast correction procedure is right for you. Call Dr. Style at 702-243-9555. That's 702-243-9555 to book your free consultation and save $500 towards your corrective male breast procedure in June. Ditch the man boobs with Dr. Style today.
Quit paying too much for printing and check out All American Printing and Advertising on Charleston Boulevard, just west of Rancho. From general printing to LED letter business signs to office signs, All American Printing and Advertising can do it all. And we'll do it for the lowest price. Get your free estimate today by calling 702-220-5609. That's 702-220-5609. Stop wasting money and call All American Printing and Advertising today. 702-220-5609.
I'm attorney Glenn Lerner. Over the past 20-plus years, my partner Kevin Rowe and I have built one of the largest personal injury law firms in the country. Now with 27 offices in 9 states and almost 400 employees, it's time to give Kevin a little recognition. So I'm changing the name of Glenn Lerner Injury Attorneys to Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe will be the same great law firm, the same great results. But we're going to have to change the jingle.
The jingle? I love the jingle. Check it out.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Scott Guido, managing attorney. Kevin Rowe is only licensed in Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, and Illinois.
Diamondback Land Surveying is the one-stop shop for all your land surveying needs. Whether you're building a block wall or the next Taj Mahal, check them out on the web at diamondbacklandsurveying.com or call them at 888-594-DBLS. That's 888-594-3257.
Follow us on Twitter at the LV Sportsline and at ESPN Las Vegas.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
Just telling Marco about an eagle that I had on the golf course years ago. Not an eagle like Rory McIlroy's probably ever had. I'll tell you about it in a minute. First, we'll tell you that Joe's, they're open. Well, they're open every day, but they're open for Father's Day. What a perfect place to take Dad for Father's Day. It's this Sunday. Make a reservation now at 702-792-9222. I saw Ralph's angle the other day. It applies to a baseball game tonight. Pretty good one.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's a dual angle. You got the one team good, the other team bad in a matching up situation. In the Chicago White Sox, first game of a series, Dave, this season at home. How about 9-1? They are great starting a series for a team that not really a good team. That's an amazing stat in itself. Then to the flip side of it, they're playing Washington, and Washington is dead last in Major League Baseball. First game of a series overall, doesn't matter at home or away. How about just 5-16 on not good?
Not good.
That is not good at all.
If you got rid of that, they'd be in contention.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they can get off to a better start tonight. But the trend says White Sox at plus money at home. Thanks to Ralph Michaels for that. So before we get to the MJ 4 at 4, I'll tell you this story quickly. We're talking about how the wind can impact. We were talking about football and wind conditions and what they can do in football and why it's so important when it's a good tip once college and pro football season begins. Pay more attention to the wind
than rain.
Yeah, it's way more important. Okay, this is years ago. It's 2 stories out of 1 that have to do with the wind on the golf course. One was, and it was Jim Feist who hit the ball. He's, I don't know, maybe. This is out here years ago, and those of you who play golf, you know what it's like on a windy day out here. A lot of the courses are pretty easy out here when it's not windy, but when it's windy, oh boy, it's difficult. I don't remember what course we were playing, but he's got like a 60-yard approach to the green, and rather than bump and run, which he probably should have done considering the wind conditions, he decided to hit a high chip in and try and spin it back toward the hole. And I swear this happened. It was hilarious. He hits the ball up goes up in the air, straight up, and it was already windy to begin with, and we got a gust. I mean, one of those real Las Vegas gusts. And the ball ended up behind him. And then I was telling Marco about this one had nothing to do with the wind, but it was just weird stuff that happens on the golf course. And this is years ago when I played a lot back in Rhode Island. And I was halfway decent. And but this wasn't a halfway decent shot. But I got a great reward on it. I played at Bristol Country Club, which was not a country club, okay? It was a cow pasture. It was a dump, okay? But it was Bristol Country Club. And fairway, had a good tee shot. Got maybe 180 on my approach. And for me, 180 was like a 5-iron, okay? I know for bigger guys, it's less club. But back then, with that equipment, it was a 5-iron. And I hooked the crap out of it. I mean, it just was not a good shot. You get right off it's like, I mean, I came through way too quick. And just it's a massive hook. And it's like, well, I messed up this hole. Hits a tree. And I mean, I'm talking loud, okay? There was no question. This hits the tree, and it hit it in just the perfect spot of all time. Bounces off the tree, goes onto the green, and we're watching it, rolls right into the hole for an eagle.
Dave's greatest golf shot.
It might have been. Yeah. Anyway, on to the MJ Christensen 4-4.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
Put them fours up. Put the fours up, I said. Do it right now.
Tonight's action is just around the bend, and the guys want to get your night off to a great start.
4.
It's the Las Vegas Sports Lines 4 at 4.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Unbelievable.
I mentioned that Joe's is a great place to have dinner on Father's Day. How about presenting Dad with a watch? A really nice watch for Father's Day. Philip Stein watch. Shinola, which is what I wear. I show it off all the time. The cool thing is they're not really overpriced at all. I mean, I've got like one of the most expensive ones, and believe me, it wasn't that much. And great guarantees. I mean, it's a fantastic watch. All kinds of different styles. Pre-owned Rolexes. You'll find what you want for Dad at MJ Christensen. Take a ride over to Boca Park. Visit their website. Check them out on Facebook. MJ Christensen Diamonds. 81 years in business right here in Las Vegas. They're in their 81st year. Okay, let's go to some baseball, and we will begin with the Diamondbacks and Phillies. We've got the rookie, one of the rookies on the mound for the Diamondbacks, and they'll go against Eichhoff, who had been pitching well for the Phillies until his last start when he regressed again. So you wonder if, or do I have that in reverse?
Yeah,
I have it in reverse.
He pitched good.
He was struggling, and then,
Then he came back and had a good one in his last one.
Right.
And he was pitching good early in the season, so I'm looking for him to keep it rolling tonight. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs last time out, but he is going to be facing a hot Arizona team.
Sure, they got hot. They faced Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto will get anybody hot.
For sure. 22-4, they outscored them over the weekend. But as you said, Taylor Clark goes for them, and he struggled in his 4 starts this season so far, Dave. ERA of 5.59 and a whip of $1.44. I can't back him. Philadelphia coming off a loss. They're 17-6 after a 1-run loss over the last 2 seasons. And how about this one? Arizona, after allowing 3 runs or less 4 straight games over the last 2 seasons, they're 1-9 in their next game.
That's not very good.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Philadelphia to grab game 1.
Cardinals take on the Marlins. This will be a really interesting game. I think you're going to see some support for the Marlins here based on the fact that the Cardinals just got swept at Chicago, played the Sunday night game and have to travel to face a Miami team that's at home. Michael Walker got dropped out of the starting rotation, makes his return tonight. And Alcantara has been pitching pretty well for the Marlins. But I'm going to throw a little fly in the ointment note into this one. Everybody knows how bad it's been for Walker. And his first relief appearance after being demoted to the bullpen was awful. But his last time out, he looked like Michael Walker. It was only 2 1/3 innings, so he only faced, once through the order. But he was very effective and looked like Walker. I just wonder, that to me could be one of those things where he gets his confidence back. And if he does, then the Cardinals really are kind of cheap here. So I'm not getting the price I would need to take the Marlins in this one.
Well, I am taking the Marlins, and one of the other angles that you didn't talk about here in looking at the Miami starter, he gets to face his former team for the first time, and he's pitching well right now.
He is. He's throwing the ball well. There's just no denying that. Alcantara's been he's the guy I trust least in this Marlins rotation. I'm not sure how high his ceiling is, but he's throwing it really well right now.
Last 2 starts, Dave, he's only allowed 1 run in 13 innings in being pumped up facing his former team. But the thing is, I don't trust this Miami bullpen at all.
Especially after yesterday.
Yeah, they had to use, would they use 7 pitchers yesterday?
Well, yeah, Romo was the culprit. 5-1 in the 9th inning, and he blows the lead.
So I'm going first 5, and I'm going to go ahead. And this is the other part about St. Louis. We've talked about this Sunday night factor, and they build it into the line and everything else. I got to question St. Louis as far as where their mindset is after getting swept by the Cubs.
They haven't been terrible since the start of May. This team was 21-10 to start the season.
But Dave, just last week they swept the Cubs.
I know.
Okay, and if they come in and have another good series here, they're back in the race and everything, and they just blew themselves back out. I'm going to go first 5. I'm taking Miami. I'm on them tonight.
Let's go to the matchup between the Pirates and the Braves. Joe Musgrove on the mound for the Pirates. He really is one of those guys that you never know what you're going to get because he can be really good at times, and then there are times where his command is no good. He's not walking people, but he's in the center of the strike zone, which is not a good place to be, and he gets whacked. But that's still an upgrade over Kevin Gausman, who is Mr. Inconsistency. He's off 2 terrible starts. And look, we talked about this earlier. He's the odd man out with Keuchel now being added to the Atlanta Braves, at least when Keuchel is done with his rehab, and that'll only take like 3 starts. And you wonder where his head is at this point. To be honest with you, I think he's a relief pitcher. He's a 2-pitch guy, and that's probably where he belongs. But in the meantime, he'll be out there starting tonight. I can't take the Pirates. They're just a bad baseball team. I know they're only 4 games under 500, but they're a bad baseball team. They're not well managed, and they just have a way of blowing games. And this looks like one of those games.
It does look like one of those games, Dave, that, you always do have to hold your breath with the bullpen. But you have the same with the Atlanta bullpen. It's not like their bullpen is shut anybody down. Really? You worry about them. I'm looking at this when you got Atlanta coming off the road trip for one. I like to go against teams that first game back. The situation with Gausman, with his pitching, as bad as it's been, and you said he's been bad. How bad? How about an ERA of 13.50 in his last 3 and a whip of 2.33? Dave, if you put over 2 base runners on every single inning that you're out there, it's not going to be good. And you talked about, Musgrove, the way that he's up and down. Well, he's coming off a really, really good start. He went 8 innings. And that's one way to avoid the Pirate bullpen is to go 8 innings. And he allowed just 3 runs in that one. I'm going to go ahead. Atlanta, they're just 9-20, Dave, at home. If they're coming in on a stretch where they've won 5 or more of their last 7 games. But the teams they beat, Dave, they beat Miami, who was coming off a big road trip and had won 4 in a row and everything. I'm not sold on the Braves. I'm going to take Pittsburgh at a price tonight with the better pitcher.
Subway Series, first meeting this season, Mets and Yankees. Jason Vargas, hot.
Cy Young candidate?
No, not even a Kurt Young candidate. No, but he is pitching well right now. And Tanaka has not been pitching well. But then you have to dig a little bit deeper and see how they've been pitching well and whether it's a mirage or not. And in the case of Vargas, I kind of think it's a mirage. It's not like his line drive rate is impressive. He's just been giving up a lot of atom balls. And he's also faced a couple of really crappy offenses like the San Francisco Giants, who can't hit at all. I mean, the Giants are just pathetic offensively. I think the Yankees are going to get to him. The flip side is Tanaka's not on one of his roles, and he's a guy who needs that splitter to really be working. And that's when it is, the ball dives like it got shot in midair, and you can't hit it. But when it's not splitting the way it's supposed to, he's really hittable. And he's been very hittable in his last 2 starts. I think this is a high-scoring game tonight. I think you're going to get lots of runs at Yankee Stadium. I like the over.
And that's where I'm at, Dave. And be honest with you, this is actually a play I gave my clients. I'll give away one of my 3 plays tonight. I like the over on this one for the things that you said, plus the fact when we came into the season, Dave, and on paper, the Yankee bullpen was supposed to